Welcome and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Let's get this party started.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another deal reveal and happy Thanksgiving. That's right. American Thanksgiving is today. And even though 99.99% of the US is off today, and they said, "Are you crazy doing something on Thanksgiving?" Well, here I am. But not only me, you and a fellow American, Brendan Evans, is with us this evening and who carved out some time on this Thanksgiving just for you. And so wonderful, Brendan. I see that your camera is working. Go ahead. Feel free to turn on that camera. Make sure your mic is working. Say hi to everyone who is on here live with us today.
Hey, how you guys doing today? Glad I was able to
Beautiful,
join on
beautiful day.
Thanksgiving. Are you able to see me?
We do see you. We do see
Yeah,
you. There you are.
I had to step out of my college apartment because one of my roommates is having some people over. So I'm in the car, but I'm glad I was able to join and everything. So I'm very thankful to be here.
Absolutely, and so are we. This is literally the day to give thanks, and we're very thankful to have you, Brendan. Um, very few people know about you. It's your first time on the Deal Reveal, so this is very exciting, and I hope you see in the chat there's a lot of love coming
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
thank you guys. Yeah, they're coming up right now. So I appreciate all the love here and want to give blessings to everybody as well.
Amen. Beautiful. All right, so let's jump right in here. Um, I thought this was a cute one to get us started here as a very appropriate picture, I think, for today. Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. However, or whoever, or whatever you identify as, this is a day to give thanks. I think we can all, get on top of that identity, the grateful identity. So right before we jump in, because Brendan is one of those gatekeepers I keep talking to you about, people who can bring you leads. This is what Brendan does best. I've already closed a good number of deals with Brendan. It is a fairly new relationship, but I like the way Brendan is operating. I like the type of deals he brings to the table. I like his way of doing business. And when I find good people, I like to share them with you, the community. So this is exactly what I teach in the All You Can Learn Pass. I know a lot of you on the call are already part of the All You Can Learn community, but if you're not, this is exactly the type of people I tell you that you want to get very, very good relationships with, where you're not nickeling and diming the Brendans of this world, right? They're a vital part to our business, and we can be a vital part of his business and people like his as well. So I want to pay Brendan as much as the deal can support because I know Brendan's going to come back to me with the next deal after. I'm not in it for one deal. Brendan's not in it for one deal. So if we can create that relationship, there is plenty and plenty and plenty of deals for everyone. That's really what it is. And we really, really want to help you, commit you to this journey of real estate investing. And I want to remind you all that we are giving free coaching calls right now. So just book that call. It's on the screen. Go to our website or just go to jkrealestatepartners.ca/JK discovery call. And one of our coaches will be happy to spend some time, a good half hour with you, if not more, if you really wanted, desired, and you're bringing solid deals, solid questions to the table. It's our pleasure to give you that time to help you along your journey.
Don't wait for tomorrow.
All right, don't wait for tomorrow. It's happening right now. I'm also taking this moment to give as much as I can on this Thanksgiving. I know of you are carving out some time, so I really want to give as much value as I can in these short 10, 15 minutes we have together. You do know that at JK Real Estate Partners, we do give away a calculator for you to calculate your deals. If you don't already have it, just find a way to reach out to us. Go to our website. There's a lot of different ways you can get access to this calculator. Just make sure you have it. By the end of day today, you have access to this calculator. It's the same calculator I use on every deal I buy. So it's there for you. And as you know, the all you can learn members have access to me, the deal butler, where I can literally find deals for you. And of course, I'm relying on people like Brendan to find those deals, but I'm also negotiating it, structuring it. As you're going to see, the deal of the week this week is a deal that's coming to you pre-structured. There's going to be some interesting terms that I think is going to excite a lot of you here today, and Brendan is going to tell you a little bit more about. So we're getting excited today because we're going to take 5-10 minutes, analyze this deal really quickly. We're going to see if there's cash flow. We're going to see if we're buying it at a discount, the two golden rules. We're going to see if it makes sense to invest here and now with Brendan. Welcome to our newest gatekeeper to the deal reveal. Let's make sure to give him a lot of love here. I know you already did, but let's make sure we're giving him a lot of love for being here with us this evening. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So the deal here is right here on the screen, 3155 McKinley Street in Lorain, Ohio, 44052. And I got a whole bunch of different numbers at the bottom of the screen here. Brendan, how about you take it from here? Tell us a little bit about the deal. If you want some of the story behind how did you find it, take this wherever you want, but this is the deal. And it is a real live deal, right? People can literally reach out to you, to us, and say, I'm interested, and they can buy this deal. It's a real one, right, Brendan?
Yeah, this is a real deal that we have under contract, and kind of how, I do a lot of calling myself, and I have my partner call as well. And honestly, we got this deal locked up just because the seller is in a unique situation. Just to specify the $139,000. So actually, what your down payment and my fee included, you'd actually only owe 130,000 instead of the 139. So it's a little bit of a better deal. There's a 9K payoff which needs to be paid. So as you guys can probably imagine, the seller's behind on their mortgage. And I'm just trying to do a good deed for the seller. Seller just wants out. They want to get out without ruining their credit and kind of losing the house. They'd rather they already have somebody to move in with and everything. So at this point, they're just trying to kind of just move away from the house. They bought the house not too long ago. Apparently the seller lost their job. So I'm just trying to do a good deed and trying to get her paid, as well as get myself paid to kind of, move this deal, as well as find a solid deal for a buyer. As you can see, the pictures is completely renovated. So you're getting into a property that you can Airbnb, you can do Section 8 rental. It does come with 3 beds and 3 bathrooms, so it's much easier to rent, especially Section 8. I have a couple Section 8 properties myself, not in Lorain, but I have some in the west side of Cleveland. So I have a couple properties myself in Cleveland and a couple in Milwaukee, and all the properties that have more bedrooms, those are easier to rent out to Section 8. So I doubt you'd have any type of trouble finding a tenant. And then, like I said, that Airbnb route would be another option that you can choose if you want to increase your cash flow.
Pretty solid here, Brandon. Pretty solid. I just went through the pictures. As you can see, it's really looking turnkey. Tell us a little bit about the numbers. How much would someone need to come in to buy it, given the creative terms that are already built into the deal? This is a subject to, ladies and gentlemen. This is a mortgage takeover, so your financing is built in. Like, so Brendan, tell them what would it look like if they had to buy this property? How did the numbers flush out?
Yeah, so essentially what a subject to is you're taking over the loan, that the current loan on the property. As you can see, it's at a 6.1% interest rate. And when you come to the table with that 25K down, and it's a little bit of room for negotiation, but when you come into the table with that 25K down, you're essentially paying off the 9K to the seller. And depending on how much you guys are willing to put down, I may choose to give a couple thousand after the 9,000 if there's room for that, as well as get myself paid as well. And you essentially just take over the mortgage. There's no balloon payment that's due. There's nothing, a lot of times sellers are, okay, you can take over my mortgage, but in 2 years I want X amount due. For this property, that's not the case. So you don't have to worry about refinancing or coming with more money out of pocket. You essentially are just taking over the loan once you get that down payment.
Amazing. So the true money out is 25K. down payment, and you're coming into a mortgage at 6.1%. Is it fixed 30 years? Do we have that information? Is it
Yeah,
fixed 30
it's
years?
fixed. It's fixed. So there's no adjustable rate or anything. So you're not
How
gonna have to
awesome
worry
is
about
that?
it going up next year or 2 years, 3 years. It's fixed.
I love it. I love it. And so, some of you and the people who are here listening in that are foreign national and it's your first deal, your first property would probably be in the 7.5 to 8.5 interest rate range. And here you have an opportunity to get it at 6.1 fixed 30-year. Pretty awesome. How many years are they to the mortgage? Not very many, right?
No, not very many. They just bought this house
Yeah.
close to 2 years ago. I think it might have hit 22 months, 21 months. So literally close, right at that 2 year mark or almost.
So the two worst years are out of the way. That's what that
Yeah.
means. Well, it's true, right? The first years are the worst. So perfect. So let's talk a little bit about the golden rules of real estate. I know we have a creative deal, so sometimes the golden rules might, they become a little bit less important, but still they are important because they are the core metrics of the deal. So how much is this property worth today? Like if this were to get appraised, what is the market value of this property right now today?
Right now, it's pretty much at market value. It's completely renovated. I'm thinking the market value is 155. So you're essentially getting it at 130. So you do have $25,000 in instant equity, and I do believe this property cash flows as well.
Perfect. And basically that's the second golden rule, which would be cash flow. And so let me go back to the first golden rule, which is buying at a discount. So not much discount in this deal, but we're buying other amazing features. We're buying built-in financing, no hard money costs. We're buying a turnkey product, no project management, no rehab, no contractors. So everything is a scale in life, right? Sure, you're not
Correct.
buying at a 20% discount. Maybe this is a 5-10% discount, but look at all the other positives that are coming into the picture. Second
Correct.
golden rule is cash flow. That one, though, I'm more picky on. I'm less flexible on cash flow. I want every property we buy to cash flow, whether we buy cash, traditional financing, or creative terms. So let's talk a little bit about cash flow. Do you know what type of rents we can expect out of this property, Brendan?
Yeah, it depends. Obviously, Section 8 pays more. If you go on their website and you kind of look at the different counties, it says they can pay up to $1,600. So if you calculate the mortgage for this rate, at this interest rate, you calculate taxes, insurance, maintenance. I actually did the math on this a little
Okay.
bit earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying something. But I did the math on this a little bit earlier. All your bills come out to around that 1150 mark. So if you're getting $1,600, you're getting almost $500 in cash flow. Um, and that's immediate cash flow. It's not any work that you have to be that or any work that has to be done or any work that needs to be added to the house. It's cash flow that's already there. So that's the deal that's nice about it. And I believe that this property will rent out extremely fast. Like I said, with the three bedrooms, the three
Yeah.
bathrooms,
Yeah.
those are super hard because a lot of times, a lot of investors, I've talked to many different investors, especially when they're not doing Section 8, they have some trouble renting it out. It can sit on the market for a month or so when there's only one bathroom, but with two or three bathrooms, it just increases the rate.
Agreed, 100%. Let's get turn it to the crowd here. There's a couple of questions that just came in. Can you please explain more? What does the Section 8 mean exactly to those who are out of the US?
Right. Yeah, I can explain a little bit about Section 8. So like I said previously, I own a couple properties that are Section 8, and then I own some traditional properties. Essentially, what Section 8 is that it's backed by the government. And obviously each deal is different. So sometimes Section 8 will cover 80% of the rent. They'll cover 70% of the rent. Sometimes they'll cover 100% of the rent. Um, there are some negative connotations towards Section 8, like they're going to damage your property, they're going to ruin your property. I personally disagree with that because anytime you buy a house, you have to screen your tenants anyway.
Hmm.
So if you have to screen your tenants anyway, regular tenants can damage your house just as well. So it's, every Section 8 tenant is not trying to damage your property. Why? Because they're essentially getting a free voucher for life. Once they get kicked out the program, they're no longer able to do Section 8. So a lot of times, those are the properties that you don't have as much of a headache with if you screen your tenants correctly. So what I do is, or what my property manager does is, they make sure there's no convictions, no prior evictions, no anybody that's been kicked off the Section 8 program before, no felonies. So there's just a couple things we look at, as well as credit score, to determine if this would be a good property to rent out to somebody. So that's kind of the difference between a Section 8 tenant and a regular tenant. Regular, just depending, I mean, they sign a lease and you're just hoping that they pay on time. I mean, you can, a lot of times in these nicer areas, you don't really have to worry about that as much. They tend to be higher credit scores. People tend to make more money, so it's less of a risk. But Section 8, it kind of takes that risk out of it, especially when they're covering like 95% of the rent, I'm sorry. You're pretty much getting it on the first. You don't have to worry about late payments. When you go through COVID, I'm 21, so unfortunately I didn't have any properties during 2020, but many people lost their properties or were behind on their bills due to tenants not paying, especially in, the blue states, Cleveland, I mean Ohio, Milwaukee. These are where I own property at, and the tenants essentially pay my rent on time. I do mainly Section 8, but I've heard horror stories from people with traditional tenants, especially during these tremendous times where, like I said, COVID-19, many people didn't pay. With Section 8, you don't have to worry about that, essentially.
I love it. Very, very well explained, Brendan. I'm not even going to add anything other than Section 8 is a government subsidized rent program. So who's paying this on the first of the month? Literally the government, the US government. It's a federal program across all of its states. And so very, very powerful, especially for rougher properties or harder to rent areas. Not that this one is, but it's definitely a good strategy to have in your toolbox to consider when you are renting, when you do have rental properties. So that's awesome. I'd like to also have a shout out. You kind of just you age drop there. 21 years old, Brendan. How many people on the call here are 21 and have a couple rental properties and are running a little wholesale business, kicking off some income for them? Not very many. So props to you, Brendan. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm very excited to have you surpass my own exploits. You've got plenty of time to catch up to me. So that's awesome. A few other questions that came in, you already addressed a bunch of them, like what are the monthly payments, existing payments? David and Colin were asking, but you've already answered that. Colin already said he emailed you. I know you already had a conversation with Colin, or a brief
Yeah.
exchange. So this is another opportunity, another kick at the bucket for Colin. So good on you. A lot of people are asking, how do we get in touch, right? info@jkrealestatepartners.com. That's always the place. If you hear it on the deal reveal, email us. We'll put you directly in contact with Brendan. But it's simple. Every time you know where to contact us, info@jkrealestatepartners.com. What else do we have here?
Let's say, for
Dina.
example,
Yep.
I was
Dina,
reading
let's say,
that
for
one.
example, you purchased this property, you didn't find tenants for over 6 months. What could you do to recoup some of your loss? Okay, that's almost a coaching or mentorship question. Do you feel comfortable answering something like that, Brendan?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't know if there's any subsidization for properties that don't rent out. I don't know if the city's gonna give you any back payments for that. But like I said, properties in these areas, I mean, everybody needs a place to live. I've had a couple properties. I bought my first one at 18. I have a couple now, or a little bit more than a couple. Every time it went vacant, I mean, they rent it out within a month or so, especially Cleveland. Like I said, I own some in Cleveland, so not far from Lorraine. And I've never dealt with that issue where my properties went vacant for 6 months. I mean, a property of this condition, especially if
Yeah,
you
that's right.
do, even if you don't do Section 8, if you go traditional route, I mean, you're not gonna have a problem renting it. I mean, you have a property manager, they list it, they review all the applications. I mean, you won't have a problem renting this property. I'm like 99% sure. There's no way that this property is not going to have a tenant inside. As
And,
far as
and
what are you going to say, Kyle? I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, finish up.
As far as the 6 month, if it goes vacant for 6 months, I don't see how that's possible. But I don't believe there's any subsidization for that. I think that would just be you would just be on the hook for the bills for those 6 months. But like I said, that's extremely unlikely, especially for this area.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, and quality and how much you're asking for rent. Now, often we're always trying to get max rent. But if in your mind you think this property is worth 2,000 a month and market is 16, yeah, you might be 6 months without getting a tenant, right?
Right.
But if you're providing the quality product with the market rate, there won't be a problem. If you're
Right.
trying to rent a third floor studio in, the hood of Cleveland for $1,000 a month, because maybe Section 8 would pay 1,000 for a one bedroom or a studio. Like maybe that's the top, or you're pretty close to the top. That
Right.
doesn't mean you're gonna get it, because who wants to go up 3 flights of stairs? Who wants to live in the hood? Did you really do a nice renovation? You just did you just put 5-10,000 just to make it livable, right?
Right.
These are all factors that are going to influence how quickly and the quality of tenant you get. So absolutely. Perfect. One last maybe little question here. If you have the information, which bank is the mortgage with, Brendan? If you know?
I honestly, I don't want to speak off the top of my head. I have the payoff from the bank as well. I have it in my email. I can actually go grab that right now, and tell you what bank it is. But that would be all provided if somebody was interested in that property. I'd provide
Right.
all that information in an email.
Absolutely. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Brandon, for your time, for the deal, even a little bit of Q&A here.
Oh
Really
yeah, no
glad
problem.
we were able to get you on, especially on Thanksgiving. I'm particularly thankful to have you on and have everybody here on today. So if anybody is interested, what do? They send us an email, info@jkrealestatepartners.com, and it won't be complicated. I'm just gonna say, Psh, here, Brendan, here's Nancy or Colin or Dina or who else do we have on the call here today? We have Carolyn or Catherine or Charlotte or David or Eric or Francis or Ethel or Isabel or Lori or Jason. Hey, we got quite the family on today. Or Sylvie or Shri or Shri's note taker. Sami, we have SP, Ronaldo. Any of you want this deal? This is how you do it. You send us an email. Pavel, Paul, Nancy, another Lori, Layla, Kip, Amy, Kevin, John, Oni, any of you want it, just send us an email. And if you're catching this on the recording or on the cross post on Facebook, I didn't forget about you. Just send us an email. First come, first serve. Brendan and I, we don't do no bidding wars. It's not, oh, we have an
Yeah.
offer at this, but if you want to add 5, you got it. No. First
Yeah,
come, first
never.
serve. We'll bring you
Never.
right to the end. You buy it or you don't, and at that point, if you don't perform, then we go on to someone else. Clean, simple, under control. That's how we like it. Any final words to add, Brendan?
Yeah, just thank you guys for allowing me to be on here. I really am thankful to kind of join this and give a little bit of information. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving.
Right back at you, Brandon. Thank you so much. Go back to your friends and family.
Thank you.
All right. Beautiful. So how was that? Are we thankful for another deal? Well, that's not the only one. Of course, this one was a pretty good one. In fact, it's a great one. So there's that. But I've got 7 other, actually 8. These are the same as last week. I got another one under contract since last deal reveal. So if you want deals, we got deals, right? The deal butlers got deals. You want to JV with us? You want to be a passive money partner for us? You want me to just find deals? You just want me to teach you? You want me to hook you up? We got it all. Okay. So just send us an email. Tell us what you want, what you need, and we have got you from there. So do we have a deal? Is this a good one this week? All right, there it is. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for the love. I really do think it is a good one. So happy Thanksgiving, however you identify. And remember, if you want a free coaching call with one of our JK coaches, just go to our website or go to jkrealestatepartners.ca/JK Discovery Call. We are there for you. If you want to join the All You Can Learn, our guarantee is that you will get 6 months of support. In fact, we will support you until you get your first deal, but you have full access to everything for 6 months. And I actually recorded a little video if you want to stay on 2 minutes of your time. Then we're going to wrap this up on this beautiful Thanksgiving. Listen, we are so sorry. The best time to invest in real estate was yesterday, but you can still get ahead because the second best time is right now. If you're just getting started in real estate, or maybe you have a few investments that didn't go exactly how you were planning, maybe you tried it and felt confused, overwhelmed, didn't know what the next steps would be to scale your business. If you feel that there's something missing, a secret sauce that's out there that you just haven't tapped into yet, well, the US Real Estate Investing All You Can Learn Pass is exactly what you need to get you there. Learn the 2 most important things to kickstart your real estate business: finding the deals, finding the money. But more importantly, how to do it efficiently for scale. Setting up a process and a system so you don't waste your time, energy, and money. I want to take you through each and every one of those steps, one by one, bite by bite, so that you can see results and progress on a daily basis. By the end of this fast-paced, all-you-can-learn experience, you will have mastered the 5 core skills to US real estate investing. You will understand the US real estate landscape and how to navigate it efficiently. You will develop a system and a process to find and negotiate undervalued off-market opportunities. You will build a list of 25 gatekeepers feeding you those off-market opportunities for free. You will identify private money investors and partners, and you will understand what your time is worth by setting up a personalized process to maximize your time, energy, and money. This is the rocket ship you've been dreaming of when it comes to real estate investing. You've already seen the Canadian real estate market slip away from you. Don't let it happen again. The US is still chock full of opportunities, but we don't know for how long that will last. Join us today and we'll include a private one-on-one coaching session with JK so you too can earn while you learn.